Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 4th September edition of Raw, along with the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including rumors CM Punk was ready for a WWE return earlier this year, whether this means Punk wants to return now, are the women's tag team titles in jeopardy again, and more. As always, Wrestlelamia won't recap the show, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Everybody hates Jay. Jay Uso's move to the Red brand will not be without consequences, both for Jay and the brand itself. It was refreshing to see Jay come to Raw and acknowledge all the dirty deeds he did while aligned with the Bloodline, letting his fellow wrestlers know he understands if they still have an issue with him, but also making it clear he's ready to settle any beefs in the ring. Unlike some face turns, the WWE established that wrestlers have long memories, particularly Drew McIntyre, who seemed unwilling to trust main event Jay. There could be more bad feelings towards Jay because Adam Pearce stated a Raw wrestler is headed to SmackDown to make up for the blue brand losing a star, and the choice is sure to upset fans and wrestlers, a hint that a faction may be losing one of its members. Two women's matches in one night, and they both featured undercard talent? While WrestleLamia was shocked to see this, it's a step in the right direction, albeit one that's going to take many steps to reach in boosting stars besides Becky Lynch, who looks to be headed to NXT. The matches were decent to good, and seemed like more than throwaway bouts. A predictable outcome, but one hella match. Was there any doubt that Gunther would emerge with the Intercontinental Championship? Sure, WWE did a superb job building suspense, but it's clear the company wants to have the Ring General break the Honky Tonk Man's record reign as IC champ. Nonetheless, this was one hella match that made Gable look strong in defeat, and as he said in a pre-match promo, show he's more than just a tag team specialist. We're digging Drew's descent into heeldom. There should be no doubt after tonight's Raw that Drew McIntyre is turning heel, and WrestleLamia is loving it. McIntyre has some good reasons to be mad, whether it's dealing with Raw's resident village idiot Riddle, watching Jay Uso get welcomed with open arms, at least by the fans and a few wrestlers, and babyface Kofi Kingston costing him and Riddle a match. Drew could benefit from a heel turn as he has the potential to be a monster heel. Ricochet gets some time. While Ricochet fans might not be happy with his status in the WWE hierarchy, it's good to see him appearing more frequently on TV. The WWE used the future of Flight effectively by putting him into a strong supporting role alongside Seth Rollins as part of Rollins' feud with Nakamura, without Ricochet having to do an unnecessary job to the King of Strong Style. Ricochet is the type of wrestler the WWE sees as a mid-carder with occasional forays into the upper card, such as his SummerSlam match against Logan Paul, but it's refreshing to see the WWE treat him as more than just another job guy. Dom invites Jay to join Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio's invitation for Jay Uso to join the Judgment Day was quite the surprise, but it was a clever swerve to add more intrigue to Dom's faction mate's decision whether to add JD McDonough to the group. What's Ciampa talking to Pearce about? What was the mysterious conversation Tommaso Ciampa had with Adam Pearce all about? While the outcome has a good chance of being meaningless, much like Ciampa's push since debuting on Raw, it created suspense, something fans tend to enjoy. Is a Stark-Baszler team coming? Tonight's post-match interaction between Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark after Baszler defeated her suggests fans may see a new women's tag team, a role that could benefit both women until the WWE decides whether it's serious about a singles push for Shayna. The bad. Miz and the Invisible Man. Tonight's promo where The Miz confronted an invisible John Cena was bad, so bad that even the A-lister couldn't save it, although he did keep it out of our downright ugly category. While this was a creative idea, it failed in its execution, and the WWE should have known better. WWE would have been better having a John Cena impersonator show up for The Miz to berate than take out. Do we need a Shinsuke-Seth rematch? Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins, like most of the matches at Payback, could have been TV matches. Thankfully, the superstars working the matches over-delivered, making last Saturday's PLE a real treat. Unless the WWE wants to use Nakamura to take the belt off Rollins and have Damian Priest cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, there's zero reason for this rematch other than perhaps WWE having few credible contenders for Seth's title. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly. Raw was a good follow-up to Payback, with Zoe Stark acknowledging what happened between her and Trish Stratus at the PLE, WWE granting Raquel Rodriguez a rematch against Rhea Ripley next week, and whether you want to see it, setting up a rematch between Seth and Shinsuke. Throw in an exciting main event, and tonight's show was enjoyable from start to finish. Was CM Punk prepared for a WWE return? Topping today's news is a rumor that CM Punk was interested in returning to WWE earlier this year for at least 2 matches. Fightful Select recently reported, those close to Punk claimed that around December 2022, Punk was open to leaving AEW and even encouraged the idea so he could make a WWE return. Specifically, we've heard that he wanted to appear at the 2023 Royal Rumble. However, we've not heard any traction to WWE having interest in such a thing, or that AEW were actually entertaining the idea of giving Punk his release at that point. The Patreon site added that rumor has it Punk wanted to appear at 2023's Royal Rumble, then work a match at Wrestlemania against the superstar who threw him out of the match. This would have been Kevin Owens, a match that supposedly would have been the main event of WrestleMania's first night. Fightful noted that the rumor had not been confirmed by either Punk or anyone in his camp. If Punk had returned, would this have led to Sami Zayn teaming with someone else to take on the Usos? Can CM Punk return to the WWE now? Unfortunately, the CM Punk situation remains a ball of confusion when it comes to whether he wants to work in WWE, whether they want him, and whether he can go there soon after his recent termination. Let's look at these questions and the muddled answers, as well as how Punk's situation could change the way the industry does business. First, if Punk was willing to return to WWE earlier this year, does this mean he's open to another return? Second, does the WWE have any interest in bringing him back, especially after his latest backstage drama? While those questions remain unanswered, what about Punk's ability to jump to the WWE should he want to, and should the WWE want him? Regrettably, the answer to that question is murky at best. According to WrestleTalk's Liam Winnard, it's unknown if any non-compete clause exists. If so, how long would it last, and would it apply given Punk being terminated for cause? Diamond Dave Meltzer speculated on the situation, noting how the WWE would handle a termination for cause. While AEW's policy is unknown, Meltzer stated the WWE's policy is to enforce a 1-year no-compete clause when someone is terminated for cause. However, Meltzer questioned whether a non-compete that long would be enforceable in court. You may recall that at least one state in the United States was considering legislation to outlaw non-compete clauses. If Punk is bound by a 1-year non-compete, it could shake up the wrestling industry if he were to take it to court and win. Winnard pointed out another factor in Punk's AEW deal. It's also worth remembering that Punk actually had 2 separate contracts with AEW, a wrestler contract and an employee contract, so that may or may not have an effect too. Add in the unpredictability of the WWE and Punk's mercurial nature, and we won't know until Punk shows up in the WWE. Did WWE tell FS1 to keep CM Punk under control? While fans and journalists mull over whether the WWE would bring Punk back, an interesting report has surfaced from Ringside News concerning Punk's time on FS1's defunct show, WWE Backstage. CM Punk caused a lot of problems for WWE when he was on their FS1 WWE Backstage show. We are told that when CM Punk started causing problems on the WWE Backstage show with his comments, he was scaled back. When he kept causing issues, WWE told Fox no more or he needed to be controlled. What do you think about this latest Punk story? Big things ahead for main event Jey Uso. Now that Jey Uso is on Raw, fans are curious what's next for main event Jey. Well, the immediate plans remain unknown other than a possible match with Drew McIntyre, who doesn't seem to be giving Jey a pass for standing in his path to the Undisputed Championship. Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp is reporting WWE officials are optimistic about his potential as a solo star. Jey has shown some serious skills throughout his career as a single star, and while these matches often saw him wrestling a member of a tag team he and brother Jimmy were scrapping with, the matches always delivered. Hopefully, Jey will have time to grow on his own, allowing the WWE to hold off on a Jey vs. Jimmy match if the promotion truly wants to wait until WrestleMania 40. WWE Women's Tag titles in trouble? Has the Women's Tag Team Championship curse struck again? Fans had to be asking this when they learned Chelsea Green's new partner Piper Niven was not cleared to compete tonight. However, Fightful Select is letting fans know not to worry, as the former Dewdrop has a minor illness and should be cleared to compete in 1 or 2 weeks. Fightful added there are no plans to vacate the titles either. However, Wrestlelamia thinks it may be time to install a revolving door for the title holders. Senor Money in the Bank. Last but not least, JD McDonough's efforts to woo his way into the Judgment Day included him bestowing a new Money in the Bank briefcase for Damian Priest. Not only was it a good way to advance McDonough's quest to get into the group and give the Archer of Infamy a briefcase to call his own, it's provided fans with an opportunity to drop $100 and get one they can call their own. Well guys, there you have it, Wrestlemania's analysis of the 4th September 2023 edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know in wrestling. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, check out our website, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.